I'm wrapping up this letter that I wrote you. Maybe it's the only way to cut through. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Though it hurts, I only wish you blessings. When intuition talks, you gotta listen. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. 'Cause you build me up to break me down. Never respect the love you found. And I had a voice inside the back of my mind. I always knew it deep down. You don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh, no looking back this time. 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 Running from the truth was getting reckless. In your arms I never felt protected. Oh. 'Cause you don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh. No looking back this time. 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 No looking back this time.
Afternoon. Hope you're all well. Hope you are all well. I don't know whether I'm going to do a watch along. I genuinely don't know whether I'm going to do a watch along, but I'm definitely going to do a quick preview show. I didn't do one last night because it got really late and it was too much fun on Donny Sam's show to stop. So I'm going to do a quick preview show just before the game starts, and depending on how I feel, depending on if there's enough people in here, then I might do a match watch along as well. So we'll see what happens. Okay. kind of play it by ear right now. I wanted to cover a couple of things before we actually dig into some of the news. Sorry, before I look at the match, there's a couple of things which I wanted to bring up quickly before I do that. So this is a Indie Color bomber from this morning, which basically says that Arnie Slot says to Mo, there's no guarantees you'll start anymore. So as far as I'm concerned, I think Salah's gone. Christian's said that anyway in the chat, but as far as I'm concerned, I think Salah's gone. Look, this whole Salah debate is getting a bit out of hand now, to be honest, and I don't really want to be involved in it anymore. I'm kind of falling out with people, and I seem to be a bit of a hater. People thinking I'm a bit of a hater because I don't want the manager here anymore. I don't want the manager here. It's got nothing to do with Mo Salah. I don't want the manager here because he's crap. Because Liverpool have been crap all season. That's the reason why I don't want the manager. It's got nothing to do with Mo Salah. I wanted the manager gone before anything happened with Mo Salah. I also just want to be completely straight up. Mo Salah is being used as an excuse for why our attack is shit. He's taken the heat off Arnie. He's taken the heat off Wirtz. He's taken the heat off Alexander Isak, who have all become complete flops this season. We can't sit here and ignore the fact that we've got one goal and that's it out of all of our star players that we've signed. We've spent over 220 million on 2 players and we've got 1 goal in the Premier League out of them. That's it. You can't ignore that. That is a complete and utter disgrace. It is just it's sackable. It's sackable in any team. And I said this on Donu Sam's show last night. Do you really think that any other Premier League team would have no goals and no assists out of Florian Wirtz in their team? Any team. Even if he'd signed for Wolves, he'd have scored or got an assist. That is fundamentally down to the manager and the coach. That's what that is. He is so bad. He has been put into positions where he cannot perform because of how crap Liverpool are right now with this coach in charge. Nothing to do with Mo Salah. 0 to do with Mo Salah. 100% to do with the coach. And that's how I stand. It's not do you stand for Mo, do you stand for Arnie, do you stand for LFC? It's never been that debate with me. I wanted the manager, the coach out way before anything with Mo Salah has come up. And I don't want Mo Salah to leave because Mo Salah's a legend. And nobody should want Mo Salah to leave because he's a legend. And right now, if I trust anybody to get Liverpool out of the shit and score the goals and get the assists for the back end of the season, I'm putting my money on Mo to do it. I'm not putting my money on Alexander Isak or Florian Wirtz, who've done absolutely nothing all season under this coach manager. So that's where I stand. That's where I stand. Okay, so what else have I got for you? There's a couple of cool things, actually. So Curtis Jones is starting again, which is great. Which I had this conversation last night on Don's show. Is Curtis Jones is mainly the reason why Liverpool aren't looking like a complete bag of shit in every game. I'll be completely honest. It's because Curtis Jones is in midfield. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. Everyone's saying it's because Mo Salah's been dropped, when it's actually because Curtis Jones is playing and he didn't play when Mo was there. Curtis Jones is going to play his 200th game for Liverpool, by the way, which is crazy because He's been at the club for God knows how many years, and this is only his 200th game for Liverpool. I find that quite mad, if I'm completely honest. There's a couple of other things that I wanted to cover. Is this? So this is Jones. Jones is just a machine right now. Like in the Champions League, the reason why we've been so good in the Champions League, by the way, is because Curtis Jones is completely running the show. Galatasaray, Frankfurt, Real Madrid, PSV, and Inter. Curtis Jones has been the main guy, and 94% of pass accuracy, with also 300 passes plus. He's been unbelievable in the Champions League, which is the reason why Liverpool have been good in the Champions League, if I'm completely honest. There's no other reason. Like, I also wanted to drop this one in as well, which is it this one here? So I think it's this one here about Mo. So this is Mo in the Premier League. So these are Mo's numbers in the Premier League. I just want to put these up here, like, because 314 games, 289 starts, 25,756 minutes, 190 goals, 89 assists. He scores a goal every 136 minutes in his entire career. And per goal or assist is pretty much every game. Just let that sink in, yeah? You either get a goal or an assist off Mo in 90 minutes. And he's had 1,102 shots, and he scored 190 goals out of those. That is absolutely mind-boggling. That really is mind-boggling stats. And he's got a shot conversion rate of 17%, even with this season. So the season's numbers that we've got now have dragged those averages right down. But he's still doing that. That is absolute mind-boggling stuff. And he's on the bench, by the way. And he's on the bench. And I just wanted to bring this up about Mo as well, because it's just a complete nonsense. It just is. Like 301 games with him in, 193 wins, 66 draws, 42 losses, 648 goals we've scored with him in the team. Yeah, 298 goals we've conceded with him out the team. Look at the averages between 648 and 298. The win percent ratio is 64%, and the average goal against is 1. With Mo out the team, 18 games, 13 wins, 4 draws. Remember, 2 of those are with Arnie. Just want to make that clear. 2 of those are with Arnie. So you can, if you take them out, there would have only been 2 draws. So it would have been 16 games, 13 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. That's with Arnie. That's taking Arnie's numbers out. And you can also take 4 goals off there as well with those 2 draws. The numbers are just bonkers. Like, they're just bonkers. But with 18 games, we conceded 16 goals. Do you think we're better without Mo? Like, I'll put that up seriously, because 18 games, we've conceded 16 goals. They're not great numbers. That means we are still shipping shitloads of goals with Mo out the team. I'm just putting that out there. Like, those numbers are there for you to see. And if you continue to run those numbers from 18 games to 100 games to 150 games, you can see where I'm going. Those numbers would be, we play 100 games and we concede how many goals? 90 goals? You see where I'm coming? You see where I'm coming from? The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. And we all know that there was a massive agenda from Sky Sports to say that, oh, well, without Mo in the team, Liverpool are better. It's a complete fucking farce. It's a complete fantasy. They're making shit up to make it look good. It's crap. It's absolute crap. It's absolute crap. I'm sorry. Okay. So that's the Mo bit done. Thank goodness. Update on a couple of injuries. So obviously Cody's out and also Endo's out now. Like Endo was a hologram anyway, so it doesn't matter. But Arnie Slot's favourite son is out for a couple of weeks. So we're probably not going to have Endo or Cody over Christmas, which is interesting because we've got a shitload of games coming up. And we are substantially down on players being available. So let me do a quick preview. So let me remove this. By the way, there's 30 of you in here, and I know there's loads of other shows going on, so I appreciate you being in here, by the way. If you haven't hit the like, subscribe, please do. Really appreciate it. Let me just share my screen, and we'll do a quick preview before I go over the team news. Okay. So Opta Supercomputer's got us at 52%. Liverpool have lost just one of their 8 Premier League home games against Brighton, won 5 and drawn 2. Though it was only the other time they faced them as the competition's reigning champions. Brighton beat Liverpool 3-2 in last season's meeting. That was at their ground. A run of 4 games without a defeat in all competitions would suggest the tide is being turned. I wouldn't say so, if I'm completely honest. Because we haven't played anyone good for a start, apart from Inter. Inter was a good team, by the way. But we are different in the Champions League because we play a different formation in the Champions League for some reason. Arnie Slot's team's boosted with the hopes of a top 8 finish in the Champions League with a 1-0 win over Inter with an 88th minute Spawny penalty from Dominic Szoboszlai. However, the Red European triumph was overshadowed by Mo Salah. I'm not going to talk about that. We're also not going to talk about Mo Salah's numbers there. With Cody and Chiesa struck down with illness, Slot could turn to Salah. He's on the bench. We know that. He has 10 goals in 16 Premier League games. More numbers about Mo. I'm not going to talk about those. What I am going to talk about is this, which is pretty scary. And I talked about this last night on Don's show. We conceded 48 goals in 2025. I've talked about this goal thing, okay, with Premier Leagues. I talked about Premier Leagues and goals. We conceded over 65 goals in all competitions now in 2025. I've talked about this extensively, but nobody seems to be computing with the math. We are conceding tons and tons of goals in all competitions, okay? This year, not this season, but this year. Yeah, since Arnie's implemented his donut hole midfield tactic. Yeah, we've conceded over 65 goals in all competitions. That is an insane amount of goals to concede as a club that's supposed to be challenging for honours. The worst we've ever done is 2014 with 52 goals in the Premier League in 38 games. We are on 48 goals this season with 3 games. There is a very high chance that we could break that record, which is a horrible record to break. It's a horrible record to break, but we are definitely on par to do that record because we could concede 4 goals in the next 3 games in the Premier League. We could. That could easily happen. So I just want to put that out there because we are bad. Brighton will be keen to exploit this. Only Manchester United 26 and Arsenal 28 and Manchester City 35 have scored more goals in the Premier League this season than Fabian Hurtler's team. Okay, there's only 3 teams that have scored more goals. Brighton have kept a clean sheet in each of their last 2 away league matches, which is also a worry, against Nottingham Forest, who we got pumped by, and Crystal Palace, who we got pumped by. However, a run of A run of 4 top-flight games without a defeat came to an end in a 7-goal thriller against Aston Villa on the 3rd of December. That was followed up with a 1-1 draw at home to West Ham. Yeah, you also have to look at the fact that they went 5-4. They took Aston Villa all the way to the last minute. Like, they're a good team. They score a lot of goals. It is a worry for us because we concede a lot of goals. Indeed, Brighton are winless in their last 8 Premier League matches in December. Drawn 5, lost 3. Manager Herschler has won a match in each of the other 9 months he has taken charge with the Seagulls, but never in December. And should the weekend's visitors end their poor run of form in their final month of the year, you feel that Paul van Hecke will be key, surprisingly, at both ends of the pitch. He's registered 3 goal involvements, 2 goals and 1 assist in the last 2 Premier League outings, while the Dutchman has also made 211 line-breaking passes in the Premier League. No other player has done that since Mark Sensio with 159. Liverpool versus Brighton head-to-head. Liverpool have often had a better of this fixture in the Premier League. Reds of Premier League have done 5 wins and 2 draws since 2021. Last game we played against them was 3-2. They had 25 shots in that game. Jesus Christ. And 12 were on target. Wow. That's a lot. We only had 5 on target and we scored 2. So Opta's put us at 52% with a 23% win for Brighton, which is quite high, to be honest, as an away team, and 24% draw. I wanted to show you the team news. So this is the team news. Big up Sarah, by the way, Sarah Marshall for the memberships. Thank you so much for the memberships. I really appreciate that. Put a W in the chat for that. W in the chat for Sarah. Thank you very much, Sarah. Really appreciate it. I am going to do a conspiracy and rabbit hole show on Sunday. I promise you. Okay, I promise you, I'm doing a show on Sunday. Okay, that will happen. All right, Vic, if you're in here, Vic, I'm doing a show. Okay, so be there, buddy. So the lineup. You've got Allison, you've got Kirkes. Kirkes is a big worry for me, a really big worry for me, because he's going up against potentially Gomez or Garuda. Kirkes is a worry for me in this game. You've got Van Dijk, you've got Konate. Konate, at home, he's not too bad, if I'm completely honest. When you play Konate away, he's an absolute nightmare. But at home, he's actually not too bad. And he's got Joe Gomez next to him. But bear in mind, Conor Bradley was banned again for another game with a stupid yellow card, which means he's out for this game and he's not even on the bench. So we haven't even got a bench player to put in there. Curtis Jones is playing in the midfield, which is good news. Ryan Gravenberch had possibly his best game of the season against Inter away. But he does tend to move forward a lot more when he's in the Premier League. So we need to be careful there. Florian Wirtz is being used all over the place. So he's on the left this time. McAllister in the centre and Szoboszlai on the right. And Hugo Ekitike up front. We're going to be relying on a lot from Hugo Ekitike. We're also going to be relying on a lot from their team to make mistakes. But Rutte, I'm a really big fan of. I think he's a great player. Really big fan of him. Gomez scores screamers. Gruder could be world class. He could. He's such a stylish player. I really like him as well. Yakuba Minter, just so much pace. That's going to be a worry. Belieber, we all know about him. Hinselwood is another super player that can play all over the park. Reminds me of Jordan Henderson. Wiefer and Minter are players that Arne Slot's actually managed before at Feyenoord. Hecker's a player we're linked with. Dunk is an old player that we should be able to get at. And Kadalagu is also a utility player that's pretty good. And they've also got a good goalkeeper. The bench, you've got Robbo, who I thought should have played this game. Calvin Ramsey, finally, he's getting on the bench. Salah's on the bench. Isaac's on the bench, which means he's fit. Chiesa's on the bench again. I have no idea why Chiesa isn't playing, but he's not. And Rio Ngamoa. Now, the thing which blows my mind is Arnie has gone right back to the 4-2-3-1. Like, we just played 4-4-2 against Inter and won, and you've just scrapped it and you've gone back to the donut hole midfield. Like you literally do not learn. You just don't learn. You don't learn what is actually helping this team. What's helping this team is some stability at the back. And you've gone and changed it all again, and you've gone 4-4-2 away to Inter Milan, got a 1-0 win, which is amazing. Yeah. You played 4-4-2 against West Ham away, and you got a win. You played 4-2-3-1 against Sunderland, and you got a draw. You played 4-2-3-1 against Leeds, and you got a draw. And now you're going back to 4-2-3-1 against Brighton at home. What do you think the score's going to be? Anyone? Does anyone think the score's going to be a draw? Does anyone think we could lose this game? Because he's gone back to the old formation again. He's gone back to the formation that hasn't worked all season. Like everyone's been crying out for this diamond, which he played against Inter, and now he's gone back to the formation which hasn't got you anything this season. So I'm at a loss, genuinely at a loss on this one. I think what I'm going to do is there's only 17 of you in here, so the numbers have dropped down because the game's kicked off. So I'm actually going to leave the watch along. Yeah, and it's dropping even further. So I'm actually going to leave the watch along. What I'm going to do is I'm going to forward you on to Donu Sam, who's live, and you can go and watch. You can go and watch his watch along. Oh, I don't know why I've just done that. Yeah, there's loads of people doing watch alongs. A watch along just isn't really my bag, if I'm completely honest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to forward you on to Don's show, and I appreciate you all for tuning in. Yeah, I appreciate you all for tuning in. And I will see you all around on other channels after the game. All right. I will catch you all later. Actually, before we go, what are your score predictions? I'm saying 1-1. I'm saying 1-1. I'm saying 1-1. What are your score predictions? It'd be good to find out what you think. I'm saying 1-1. Yeah, I'm saying 1-1 for this game. It's not started yet. Actually, I think it's about to kick off. Yeah, I think it's about to kick off. Yeah, it's about to kick off. Oh, God, that's not good. That is not good. That is not good. Really not good. Okay, it's kicked off. Brighton on the attack. Virgil van Dijk's just cleared. Gomez with a long ball. Nowhere. Brighton possession back straight away. Do I do a watch along? Nah, it's gone down to like 8 people. All right, I will see you all later. You all take care. Bye-bye. Actually, put in kmack raid to Dom. All right. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye. Also, big up for Sarah for the membership.